Hello, Grand Rising, and good evening, everyone. I apologize for the 1 hour delay. I actually had a podcast interview me from 5 to 6:45. It was a 90-minute interview, so that only gave me a few minutes to kind of relax before going live. In either case, I want to thank all of you guys for your patience. First and foremost, I'm still getting emails from the people that were unable to join the Zoom link for my August 3rd event. So if you guys could give me just one more day, I'm going to have access to all 125 emails. And so in the next day or two, that's when I'm going to send the recording to those that couldn't get in on the Zoom. Okay, so just be a little patient. In about a day or two, I will go ahead and send you guys the recording for those that paid, of course. In either case, I also wanted to remind you guys that I have a few spots left for my upcoming courses that begin Saturday in a few days and Sunday. Don't forget to take my courses for those that haven't. You're in for a mind-bending experience. And also, for those that are interested in detoxing your body from from metals, parasites, radiation, cleaning up your mitochondria so that your natural healing process takes effect. There is a product called Folium that I do offer via the description. So at the end of the show, don't forget to go to the description and get yourself some Folium. And for those that didn't know what it looks like, this is the 3 Folium that I strongly recommend. Okay. And anything else, any other announcements before I get right into today's topic? I guess I've pretty much announced everything that I needed to announce. All right. I am looking at the chat right now. Thank you guys so much for your support. Today, I want to talk about what's happening right now worldwide. It seems like we are experiencing a lot of geophysical changes, right? And a lot of this ties in with the solar flares and the shift of the ages. So we could say that right now Earth is currently undergoing an unprecedented, you could say, upgrade in or unprecedented activity when it comes to volcanic and seismic activity, with multiple tectonic plates experiencing tension, releasing, and of course, dramatic shifts. So, from these powerful earthquakes that we've experienced in the last few days, I think 100 earthquakes a day worldwide, in regions like Japan, Taiwan, Turkey, uh, to simultaneous eruptions of dozens of volcanoes worldwide. Well, a clear energetic disruption is obviously occurring. Okay, there's a reason why all of this is happening right now. This surge in geophysical activity coincides with a period of intense solar activity, including X-class solar flares, coronal mass ejections, also known as CMEs, and the geomagnetic storms as the sun approaches solar maximum in solar cycle 25. So the synchronicity between solar outburst and Earth's instability suggests a profound solar-terrestrial connection that is both physical and metaphysical in nature. Well, I'm going to give you guys an overview of the seismic activity really quick. It turns out that on April 3rd, 2024, Taiwan reached a magnitude of had a magnitude of a 7.4 quake that rocked the island, right? Dozens killed, hundreds injured. And then, of course, Japan, there was multiple quakes over, you could say, 6.0 triggering tsunami warnings. And then Turkey and Syria, aftershocks from the devastating 2023 quake continued. California, of course, notable swarms near Salton Sea and Ridgecrest have been shaken. We are also seeing them in South America, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, and have all experiencing these events frequently. So there is this thing called the Ring of Fire right now, which is in the Pacific, and it's very highly active. It is the reason why there is an increase in shallow quakes at depths of 10 kilometers in the ocean. Also, earthquake swarms and You could say harmonic tremors that have been signaling magnetic movement has been happening. And then fast forward to the present, we do know that Mount Etna in Italy has had multiple explosive episodes recently, as well as Kilauea in Hawaii, or Kiawe, resumed lava activity after dormancy, as well as Popocatépetl in Mexico has had a huge earthquake, um, as well as a volcanic eruption, right, where there's been massive ash emissions. Not to mention Mount Erebus in Antarctica, which has shown increased thermal output. Mount Merapi and Semeru in Indonesia reported that it's been ongoing eruptions affecting local populations, as well as Iceland, Mount Reykjanes Peninsula, which continues volcanic unrest with lava fields and new fissures. Okay, well, there's been over 47 volcanic currently erupting, um, per the Smithsonian GVP. Also, there's been an alert level 3 or higher in more than a dozen locations, increased in submarine volcanic activity in Tonga Trench, volcanic islands. Well, all of this is happening because of the increased in solar flares. Okay, so since June of 2024 till the present, we've seen unprecedented X-class flares, and they're just continuously coming. Coronal holes emitting high-speed solar winds, of course, in the sun. The sun is currently going some sort of a huge transformation. All right, there's been geomagnetic storms that have reached a KP index reaching anywhere from 7 to 8. Unusual auroral sightings as well, as far as south as Texas, Spain, and Australia. Solar maximum is expected to peak sometime between now and September, by the way. So, yeah, I mean, all of this is indicating that there is a solar flash taking place very, very soon. So let's talk about how the sun has been influencing the Earth's geophysical systems. Well, you could say that solar flares and CMEs compress the Earth's magnetosphere, and this is scientifically proven, which in turn affects crustal stress zones and even may destabilize locked faults. Also, EM surges, electromagnetic surges, do trigger ionospheric heating, which disrupts Earth's natural vibrations, known as the Schumann resonance. We've had tectonic resonance happening massively in the last few days, more so than ever. Earth's crust, you could say, kind of behaves like a capacitor, right? Charging and discharging in response to the electromagnetic influences. And so sudden solar energy inputs have been acting as catalyst, especially in areas already under geological stress. We could say that the rising solar radiation is causing the heating of the upper atmosphere, which changes pressure systems. Magma chambers respond to subtle gravitational and electromagnetic disturbances, increasing volatile gas expulsion and magma ascent. Also, there's been studies that suggest that solar activities can affect the spin rate of the Earth's core, and it's doing so, I believe, subtly altering the geomagnetic field and tectonic balance. There's also been periods of pole migration and magnetic anomalies, often correlating with solar peaks. And in terms of prophetic and metaphysical alignment, we could say that the ancient prophecies from the Hopi, the Mayan, and even the Vedic traditions all alluded to a time when the sun will speak, initiating upheaval and a dimensional shift. They all talked about the solar flash, or great, coming from the great central sun, which pulses energy, right? And all of this has been prophesied in esoteric teachings. that may be building towards some sort of critical mass, which again is leading towards the shift of the ages. And also, many spiritual traditions have linked solar activities with consciousness evolution, right? Spontaneous evolution, DNA activation, and the ascension process. So the Earth is obviously responding to something cosmic at this time. Earth is currently undergoing a multi-dimensional transformation. So we see it in geophysical upheavals, earthquakes, volcano storms. We see it in solar spiritual activation, right? Awakening humanity. This is all leading to a planetary rebirth in resonance with a cosmic timeline split that is coming. This is what I've been calling the bifurcation of timelines. So, in essence, solar activity is not simply a weather phenomena, it is a cosmic conductor orchestrating the Earth's passage from one frequency to another. And so these tremors and eruptions are not even random. They are the heartbeat of a planet on the verge of ascension, right? This is great. So if we align with the new frequencies, which I believe a lot of you have been, you will be experiencing this shift, okay? So as the tectonic plates continue to shift, and they will, right? We are expecting a huge, big earthquake in California. We also must, you could say, tune our internal landscapes in order to match the new frequencies. So the sun is apparently transmitting a new blueprint, a call to realign with higher consciousness for those that are ready, with nature, right, as we restore our relationship back with Mother Earth, and most importantly, unity, right? Unity is the prerequisite of entering the new Earth. So those that are attuned to this cosmic frequency are already feeling the changes within, right? Because the Earth is a living entity. She's trying to communicate with us. She's trying to speak to us, as well as the sun. And the question is, are you guys all listening at this time? Well, let's talk about this a little bit more, right? So apparently all these geophysical changes, activities that are taking place are all part and connected to the solar flares. And there's also scientific evidence for that. And in terms of spiritual and metaphysical perspective, this is all leading towards the shift of humanity into the new Earth. So, yeah, we're witnessing a time, guys, of profound planetary upheaval, right? We're not just seeing it in the Earth changes, we're seeing it in the escalation of war. We're seeing it in things rising, tensions becoming, more intense. And there's a reason why all of that is happening right now. A lot of this has a lot to do with the shift of the ages. So massive earthquakes are definitely rattling the fault lines across continents, right? The Earth is transforming. Dormant volcanoes are now acting up all over the world, right? As the Pacific Rim becomes active. And that also includes extreme weather patterns such as hurricanes, floods, heat waves, and of course, polar vortexes. So this is breaking historic records, right? This has never been heard of before. And so while mainstream science often attributes these events to natural cycles and climate change, a deeper, more cosmic truth is emerging from both ancient wisdom and awakened spiritual insight. The earth changes are not random. They are part of a greater transformation process. The earth is undergoing what is known as a metamorphosis, and the solar flares are the celestial catalyst igniting this change. So humanity stands at the precipice of a dimensional shift. That is what's happening right now. A dimensional shift that is preparing the planet and its inhabitants, for those that are aligning with the new frequencies, for a leap into a higher reality known as the new earth. So as the sun intensifies its activity, right, releasing wave after wave of powerful solar flares, those solar emissions are not only affecting the Earth's magnetosphere and climate, they are awakening consciousness, purging density, and initiating an evolutionary jump for all life on the planet. And that also includes the animals, the elements, and everything that is alive. So solar flares are an immense explosion of electromagnetic energy released from the surface of the sun. And so when these flares erupt, they send coronal mass ejections, also known as CMEs, towards the Earth at incredible speeds, colliding with the Earth's magnetic field and atmosphere. And so this interaction causes geomagnetic storms, which scientists can actually measure in terms of the disruptions in satellites, GPS systems, and power grids. But beyond the technological implications, these flares that are impacting the Earth on an energetic and vibrational level are also causing what? A cellular change within our genetics, right? Genetic upgrades. Solar flares carry high frequency energy that penetrates deep into the electromagnetic field of the planet and the biosphere. And so, understanding these waves operating as a divine frequency, pockets of photonic light and encoded information from the galactic core means that that our DNA is being upgraded, that our consciousness is rising. And this is all dissolving the outdated structures. At the same time, we are witnessing the collapsing of the old reality structure. So, as solar activity intensifies, it disrupts the energetic equilibrium of the Earth. The pressure from solar particles compresses, and the magnetosphere it compresses the magnetosphere and can also indirectly affect tectonic activity. So the crust becomes more unstable as solar radiation interacts with the inner Earth dynamics. This energetic pressure results in more frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, especially along the Pacific Ring of Fire. So, a lot of this is happening because the Earth is ascending. The earthquakes and the volcanoes are part of the Earth's ascension symptoms. So, just like how we have ascension symptoms, so does the Earth. So, the eruption of volcanoes and the shaking of the Earth's tectonic plates are more than just physical events, guys. They are the birth pangs of the planet's ascension, right? Just as a human being may tremble or purge toxins during an awakening, well, the Earth is also releasing deep-seated pressure and density that has built up for over eons. And these movements are a form of energetic realignment, a recalibration of ley lines and crystalline grids, allowing higher frequencies to anchor into the planetary body. Volcanoes, often seen as destructive forces, are in truth portals of transmutation. So when magma breaks through the crust, it is not only releasing physical heat, but also energetic codes from deep within the Earth's core. These codes contain ancient memory, DNA upgrades, and frequencies aligned with the New Earth template. Each eruption, though disruptive on the surface, serves as a higher purpose, okay, or for a higher purpose, releasing stagnant energy and activating the next phase of the Earth's transformation. Earthquakes also, while seemingly chaotic, guys, they help shift tectonic plates into new alignments, right? We're probably returning back to that Pangea, right? Where all the continents are merging, sinking the Earth's crust with her evolving energetic blueprint. Many of these quakes are strategically occurring in sacred sites and nodal points of ancient power, aligning Earth's chakra systems with the rising cosmic frequency. So, the extreme weather that we're also experiencing, by the way, is also part of a planetary detox and energy rebalancing. Okay, so extreme weather events, even massive storms, droughts, flooding, and heat waves are also being influenced by the solar flares. And this is not mentioning the ones that are artificially generated by AI. Okay, The Earth is also doing her own thing here. So as the Earth's atmosphere absorbs heightened solar radiation, climate systems become more unstable. But from a multidimensional perspective, these weather events act as a purifier, clearing collective emotional trauma, karmic imprints, and vibrational distortions. Rainstorms, for instance, they wash away psychic residue. Winds scatter stagnancy. Fires burn away lower vibrational densities. And ice and snow freeze outdated structures and offer moments of crystalline clarity. So each elemental expression, earth, air, fire, and water, is part of the planetary detox and rebalancing process. So just as the human body may sweat, shake, and purge toxins during a healing crisis, the earth is undergoing a similar release. This global climate chaos is not just random destruction, it is a divine orchestration. It is the planet's way of preparing herself and all of those who dwell upon her for the next octave of existence. And all of this is leading to what we call in the spiritual community the birthing of a new earth. So the new earth is not just a utopian fantasy. It is a vibrational reality that is already forming in the higher dimensions, right? It is an earth's alignment with unity. It is the earth that is aligned with unity, peace, and multidimensional awareness. So in this new earth, consciousness is not bound by fear, density, or duality. Instead, it flows in harmony with the natural rhythms of the cosmos. So solar flares are the ignition point. They carry light codes that awaken the dormant aspects of human DNA and trigger remembrance of who we are as galactic and cosmic beings. These codes recalibrate our nervous system, they activate our crystalline light bodies, and they prepare us to live in coherence with the earth and the greater universe. So as the earth transforms, shaking off the old energies, erupting with sacred fire, and dancing with storms, so too must we transform, right? Because it's all connected. We are not separate from the earth. Her transformation is our transformation. Her awakening is our awakening. We are in the final stages, guys, of the new earth's reality, right? The birthing is imminent. The solar flares, the earthquakes, the volcanoes, and the storms are all contractions of a planet that is preparing to give birth to a higher reality. These events are not to be feared, but honored as the signal of a divine unfolding that is happening right now. So the earth is shifting in real time. It is all happening now. This is a call to align with the new frequency, to listen to the rhythms of the earth, to harmonize with the sun, to awaken to your soul and who you are as a divine being made in the image of God, to shed the old and step into the radiance of the new earth. So are you guys ready to rise with the earth? I sure am. Are you guys ready to become the light beings that you were born to be? I'm sure you are. Let this be an invitation, right? Go beyond the fear. There is nothing to fear at this time. Graduation is upon us. The time is now. Think about that, guys. The time is now. All the signs are here, right? So there is a convergence taking place right now, guys, between the ancient prophecies and what we call the Great Awakening. In terms of humanity standing at a threshold of a new age. So we could say that across all the ancient scrolls, all the ancient texts, the indigenous wisdom, the celestial maps, there is a powerful prophecy that has echoed throughout time. And that is that the earth will not remain as it is forever. That is that the earth as we know it will undergo a profound transformation, one that is not simply physical, but vibrational, spiritual, and cosmic in scope. So now, in this pivotal age, modern awakening is illuminating these ancient truths, and humanity stands at the brink of a monumental shift, an earth shift reality that is happening right now that will forever alter the course of our planet and species. This is more than just a planetary event, guys. This is the culmination of a cosmic alignment that marks the end of an old age and the dawning of a new earth, a rebirth into what mystics call the age of light. So, according to the ancient prophecies from all over the world, they all spoke about this time, right? That the globe we would undergo a transformation like no other. The Hopi talked about it, right? According to the Hopi, they foretold of a great purification and the coming of the fifth world, where humans would return to harmony with the earth and spirit. The Mayans, who by the way did not die, they ascended. The Mayans, they talked about that at the end of the cycle, it would not be the end of the world, but the beginning of a new era. They called it a galactic dawn in which humanity would reawaken to the cosmic truths. Also, in Vedic and Hindu tradition, it was known that we are living at the close of the Kali Yuga, which is what they call the age of darkness and division, and that there would be a time when we would be ready to enter the Sata Yuga, which is the age of truth, unity, and enlightenment. And of course, the book of Revelation, the last book of the Bible, also spoke about this time, right? While many people interpret the apocalyptic scenario as a bad thing, it is coded as a planetary ascension, that it is believed that in the book of Revelation, the descent of the new heaven and the new earth would come about as humanity awakens to its divine essence. And again, for those that didn't know what the true meaning of revelation and apocalypse is, means a revelation of information, right? A flood of knowledge that has been kept from us for thousands of years. So overall, these traditions, all of them, despite their geographic and cultural distances, they all spoke about this time, right? When the veils would lift, where the illusion would fall, and that humanity will remember its true multidimensional nature. And that time is now unfolding, guys, right? We are living in the best times ever. So this is the fulfillment of all prophecies when you really think about it. You know, humanity is undergoing a rapid spiritual awakening. Millions are questioning the material systems, they are sensing the deeper realities, and they are seeking reconnection with their soul. And so what ancient sages saw as visions of a distant age is now manifesting in real time. So we are witnessing all this through synchronicities, timeline a timeline convergence that's about to take place, mass meditations, global shifts in consciousness, and then, of course, a rising tide of inner transformation. The increase in solar activity is what's shifting the Earth's magnetic field. And the decoding of ancient wisdom through quantum physics is all mirroring what is happening today, which is called the Great Awakening. And even science, guys, even science is confirming what the ancient mystics have always known about these times, that everything is energy and everything operates in terms of cycles, right? And this is one of the things that I was explaining today in my interview on this podcast, that the way everything operates is that our existence is a form of, it operates in the form of cycles within cycles within cycles within cycles. Okay, that's how everything operates. So the earth itself is alive. You guys all know that. The earth itself is a vibrational being, and the earth herself is responding to the CMEs, right? So as consciousness continues to rise, which is every day, the collective is rising even more and more, the earth too also begins to shift, right? This is a simultaneous operation, you could say. This is the resonance of co-evolution. Humanity is not just witnessing a planetary change, it is part of the change. And so that explains why the Earth's tectonic plates are shifting as they do so at the end of every 25,000 year cycle, right? It's causing more frequent volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, oceanic disturbances. This is all part of the shift, guys. But these movements are not only geological, they are symbolic also when you think about it. See, the planet is recalibrating, shaking off the old structures and densities of the previous age that no longer serves us. Okay, so just as continents move and fault lines release pressure, so too are old paradigms of control, fear, and limitation that are also breaking down. Right. So these geophysical events are not random chaos, but they are part of a grand rebalancing when you really think about it. The earth is ascending, and the stress of this transformation is manifesting both below the surface and within human society. So we are being invited, all of us, every single one of you, to realign with the natural order and harmonize with the higher vibrational frequency that is now pouring into our reality more so than ever. So apparently, there are multidimensional forces at play that are also part of a cosmic alignment, right? And so behind the visible realm, as we are only experiencing reality from a small perspective, 3D, there are multidimensional forces that are at work as well. Um, and also from in terms of the ground crew, the star seeds, the light workers, and all of the awakened souls are all contributing and feeling this alignment deeply. Okay, galactic energies are coming in more so than ever. They are literally interfacing with the earth reality. Beings from higher dimensions are also reconnecting with their human counterparts, right? I mentioned this. A lot of you are operating multiple avatars, and what's happening right now, it's also a multidimensional convergence where we are being reintegrated with all of our aspects. And so the solar system itself is moving apparently into a higher energy region of the galaxy, often referred to as the photon belt, right, which is flooding the Earth with light frequencies that is accelerating our DNA activation and our soul remembrance. So this is the return of the divine feminine, also, right? When as the divine energies also recalibrate and come back into balance, the balance of sacred and masculine energies are coming back into recalibration. And so all of this is part of the reactivation of the Earth's original crystalline grid. So the Earth shift is thus both external and internal. It's both physical and metaphysical. It is the gateway to a new way of being. So the age of light is not merely a spiritual metaphor. It is a reality anchored in cosmic law. It is the age where truth reigns, where humanity awakens to its divine nature, where technology and spirituality merge in harmony once again, and where fear gives way to love. It is the age of peace, unity, and multidimensional expansion. The shift also marks the end of linear time as we know it, the end of karmic entrapment, right? We're no longer going to be reincarnating back into these three-dimensional avatars, right? Limited avatars that die after 100 years or before 100 years. It's also, you could say, the beginning of a quantum existence, right? We're moving into a quantum era, the QFS, the quantum freedom grid. Everything's going quantum, right? So as more souls awaken, the collective timeline is splitting very, very soon. Those choosing fear and control are going to remain in a collapsing matrix, right? Unless they get recycled into the digital dystopia. While those that are aligned with love, truth, and inner sovereignty are going to rise into a higher octave on Earth, which is already coexisting all around us, by the way. So we are not victims of fate, guys. We are co-creators of destiny. The prophecies were never warnings of doom and gloom, but blueprints for remembrance when you really think about it, right? So are you already aligning to the new frequency? I think a lot of you guys are, right? And part of this alignment with this new frequency is honestly letting go of judgment, letting go of drama, and just finding your inner peace when you really think about it. It's a time to align with this new era. And in order to do so, we must release the density of the old world. And that means, by the way, letting go of what? Fear, letting go of blame, illusion. And it also means reconnecting with the earth and honoring her cycles. It also means activating the heart and trusting your intuition. It also means practicing stillness, gratitude, and compassion, living in alignment with truth, love, and unity, all of that. So, as the earth is shifting and something is obviously happening, it is happening through us as well. This is the moment, guys, the moment all of history has been pointing toward, right? This is it. The sacred texts, the star maps, the ancient stones, the DNA within our cells, they all have held the codes of this great transition for centuries, for millenniums, rather. The question now is not when it will happen, but who will rise with it, right? Who will rise with it? And yeah, so the earth is definitely shifting. The age of light is upon us. And all we have to do is align with its new frequency to be a part of this new earth reality. It is as simple as that, guys. All we have to do is align with the new frequency and be part of the new earth reality. All right. So apparently I'm not going to be broadcasting for an hour and a half. So I will open it up for Q&A since we have about 23 minutes left in the hour. I do want to give a shout out to the Ancient Mariner who's in the house, Rose, Greg Straub, Indigo Star Zeno, Wolf Mother, Diane77, Greg, Deborah Wees. Wow, it's going so fast now. And all 2,357 awakened star seeds that are in the house. Now, again, for those that are jumping on late, I'm still getting emails regarding those that couldn't make the Zoom event on Sunday. So in the next day or two, I'm going to send the recording to those that couldn't make the Zoom due to the capacity, right? It reached its full capacity. So I'm letting you guys know. I'm still getting emails. So far, I have about 100 emails. I need about 25 more emails because I think it was 125 of you who couldn't make it. So in the next few hours, I should get those emails. And once I do, I'm going to just email blast everybody, 125 of you, of course, the recording. All right, guys. So just be patient. It's on its way. So when do we get the great Earth shift within a year? It seems like it's going to happen within a year. I believe based on what's happening right now with all of these activities, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, it looks like it's all heading towards something big happening sometime in the next, days, weeks, or even months, but sometime soon. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be happening very soon. Yes, it is such a gift to be present during these times. I agree. Absolutely. Again, guys, there is this amazing holistic product that I strongly recommend. I know some of you are already on this, but those that aren't, This is folium. This is the most effective way of eliminating all the, the nanoparticulates, all the metals, you name it. That um, parasites, radiation, and all of that stuff. And I believe Starcadian is actually linking the folium on the chat. So go ahead and link that or click on the link for those that want to get a full body detox, Keep your body healthy in preparation for the solar flash. Ishmael, is Valiant Thor Q? No. Valiant Thor is not Q. Yes, I do have a discount code for Folium if you go through the link provided by Starcadian. And again, the link is always in the description. So after the live, you guys could access the link through the description. Oh, again, I do have a mailing address for those that want to mail me anything. My address is 1771 West State Route 89A, Suite B, Box 3015, Sedona, Arizona 86336. That is my mailing address. Ishmael, during the shift, will our consciousness just move to one or our higher avatars? Well, depending on where you came from, if you came from the ninth dimensional level of reality, your consciousness is going to be operating all your avatars from the fourth D all the way to the 90. If you came from the sixth dimensional level of reality, your consciousness is going to be operating your avatars from the fourth D all the way to the 60. So it all depends on where you volunteered from. Good question. Are cats secretly extraterrestrials? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Are cats secretly extraterrestrials? They have the cosmic eyes. Yes, they do. Absolutely. Yeah, cats are something. They're interdimensional beings, by the way. Again, if you want to know your starseed origin, there is a class that I offer called our Cosmic Origin. And at the end of the class, at the end of the fourth class, because there's four, it consists of four classes, 1 week. I read your energy, and I'm able to provide your origin, your star origin. Where is the info of this product, of Folium? Well, again, the link is in the description. If you go to the description, the link is always in the bottom. And also, Starcadian is actually posting the link right now. So if you click the link that Starcadian is posting, that takes you to access the product with your $15 discount. Okay. I appreciate your intel. Oh, you are welcome. Thank you guys for that. Is the Earth going to change her rotation to clockwise? Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Aaron, for the super chat. Have you heard of Christopher Macklin? No, I haven't. He's a energy healer, uses the help of Melchizedek beings. Oh, okay. I'll look into him. No, I've never heard of him though. You guys are so welcome. Some of you guys are saying thanks for all you do. You are so welcome. How do you know what higher dimension you are? I feel indigo type 3. Oh, okay. Um, that is a good question. There are ways of finding out what dimension you come from, but a lot of that you could also decipher on your own by just going within and meditating and connecting with your own higher self, and your higher self will reveal to you the dimension that you come from. How many seats are available for your cosmic origin class ish? I'm not sure. I think just a couple from last I heard. So I would go to my website or cosmicorigin.com and make sure you guys secure your spot. And I'll see you guys this weekend on a webinar. And it's much better to take my course because you actually get to talk to me like if we're on FaceTime. It's not like this. So I get to meet you first and foremost. And more importantly, we get to interact on a more personal level, if you think about it. All right. Thank you, Patriot for God, for your super chat. Those that vibrate to 5D and those remaining in 4D. Will those in 5D go back and forth between the two at will? Yeah. They'll have the ability to do so. Yeah. And what do you think and what can you add? Well, again, the higher you go in dimensions, the more realities you're going to have access to. So if you go to the 5D Earth, which the majority of star seeds are going into, then you're only going to have access to 4th D Earth and 5D Earth. A greater, smaller portion of star seeds are going to the 6, 7, or 8, then you're going to have access to all of those realities. And then even a smaller group of advanced souls that are called crystal incarnates come from dimensions 10, 11, and 12, then you're going to have access to the full spectrum of reality. And then Greg, thank you so much for your super chat. Hi, brother Ishmael. Are Canamites real? They landed on Earth in the Twilight Zone episode called The Serve Man. Canamites? I've never heard of Canamites or Canamites. I'm going to have to look into that. I didn't really watch much of the Twilight Zone. I was a kid when it was like being aired on television. There was a few shows that I did watch that actually caught my attention, but I wasn't like an ardent watcher of the Twilight Zone because I was still a kid when it was out. So I'm gonna have to probably download some of the episodes and see if there's any disclosure in those. I'm sure there is. Are the Booga spheres and others here for This is I Star Light asking me that question. Well, they are sent from other dimensions to assist the Earth in the ascension. They're here as activator, you could say, relics. And I have a friend who actually is in possession of one of them. I'm not going to mention his name. Ish, I've been seeing orbs in the last week and a half. Can you tell me what they are? Well, it could be multiple things. It could be your spirit guides. It could be members of your star family lineage. It could be extraterrestrials or high level extraterrestrials. So it could be multiple things. I would meditate on that. I would try to connect with them next time you see them. I have Patty Birchwell. Thank you so much for your super chat. Can you tell me if I am a starseed or not? Thank you for your hard work. Again, Patty, if you take my class, Our Cosmic Origin, I will be able to read your energy and be able to pinpoint exactly where your star of origin was. Thank you, Rachel, for that beautiful wish. I appreciate that. Any news on 31 Atlas? Well, 31 Atlas is the interstellar object that has been entering our solar system in the last 3 weeks. It's now in between the asteroid belt and our moon. It's closer. It's actually closer to the Earth, but it's like I said, they are part of the Guardians. They are a sentinel, a cosmic sentinel that is organic, sentient, and alive. It's a ship that is alive that was sent to assist us during these transformative times. So they are not evil aliens here to invade us. All right, guys, don't listen to the fear porn. Paula Francis, thank you so much for your super chat. You are so very much appreciated. Thank you for all your sharing. Oh, you are welcome, Paula. Thank you for saying that. You are so welcome. Oops. Do you have higher selves in higher dimensions, even though you are restricted to the 5 dimension? Absolutely. We all have 12 dimensional avatars all the way in the 12D. Thank you so much, April Steer, for your super chat. I feel like a lot of judgment and fear has been surfacing with me. Is it possible I am purging that from my system? Very much so. That could be the case. Try to, feel it. Don't suppress your feelings, but then transmute it, and then you will rise even higher. Mara Samuels has a question. Will we be able to visit the same person in their different avatars in different dimensions? And what will that be like? Well, your light body is your trans-dimensional vehicle that will allow you to visit different people in different dimensions. It's pretty much like going from one room to another. So yeah, that's when your light body becomes fully activated. David Essington, thank you so much for your super chat. He says, is Earth clockwise simply by correcting the north to the south poles from the lies? South is north, north is south. And as the solar system relocates, yes, that is correct. It was due to Enki's taking over the Earth after Atlantean, during the Atlantean times, that everything became operating under a false synthetic frequency. Even the spin of the Earth was switched, but everything's going to be restored or returning back to its original makeup. And a lot of this has a lot to do with what I reveal in our book, Our Cosmic Origin, that the Earth is the solar system, as we speak, is being relocated to 3 different parts in circumference from the central sun of the galaxy. One of the Earths is going to be in the center of the galaxy, right? That's Earth operating dimensions 10, 11, and 12. Another Earth is going to be in the second concentric circle of the galaxy, operating in dimensions 7, 8, and 9. And then another Earth is going to be in the third concentric circle of the Milky Way galaxy, operating dimensions 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, the entire solar system is being moved up in octaves as well. Henny, thank you so much for your super chat. I think that the great flash can come any day now. Yes, that is correct. It could come any day now. How can my sister in Ireland, she wants to buy the immune medicine. You're talking about folium. If you go through my link, I think the code word for international is Perez 10, I believe. And then for domestic is Perez 25. So go ahead and click the link and it'll give you an option if whether you are ordering the product from another country or within the States. But yeah, it is an international. I mean, they ship internationally. To answer your question, is there people that are already in 4D and 5D mentally and consciously? Yes, yes. It's just they're just waiting for the solar flash so that their body could follow. Ishmael, will the moon or sun darken during the solar flash? Well, it all depends on. Oh, I just messed up my computer here. Darn it! I don't know how that happened. Um, I got to get a new computer screen. This is not good. It all depends if whether we enter the photon belt or fully emerge the photon belt through the backside of our solar system or through the sun first. Or we're either going to have 3 days of darkness or 3 days of just pure light. So I guess we're all going to find out. Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay. Um, I'm just looking for questions. I'm also reading the chat. Oh boy, so many questions. So many questions. When do we get to meet Monica Ishmael? um, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, she was on my live, what, a few weeks ago? So for all my new subscribers, just watch my live. I think it was a three weeks ago. But she's on the chat. You guys could say hi to her. Marlin says, I joined the class. Will you send a link Saturday to connect? Well, the link is in the responding email. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. For those that took my course this coming August, or it starts this weekend, the link is in the responding email. All you do is scroll down. All right, guys, you scroll down, and there's the Zoom link for the classes this weekend. So the moment you pay for the course for $100, you get a responding email, and then you just scroll down and you click the Zoom link at that time on the weekend, and I will see you then. Do you have any news on Mntaka? You must be referring to the planetary world in Orion, Mntaka. Well, before its destruction due to the war with the Draconians, Mntaka was a big watery world where you had both land people and people living in the clear waters, like mermen and mermaids. So it was a beautiful world. I believe that upon the ascension of the Milky Way galaxy, Mntaka will be restored. Um, let's see. One more question. One more question. Um, I'm looking for one good question to answer before I end my live. Thank you so much, Lawana, for your super chat. Lawana Peterson. Big shout out to her. Thank you. Thank you. Do you believe anybody that listens to your information will be ascending in the first wave? Um, I think that all depends on the individual. That all depends on their frequency and vibration. All right, guys. I'm sorry I can't broadcast for a full hour and 30 minutes like I normally do, but at least I came on tonight, despite the fact that I did almost a 2-hour podcast prior to coming online. So I will. All right, I'm back. Before I was going to let you guys go, I was booted off from my own live, but I wanted to give you guys a proper goodbye. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. I know it's getting late. It's probably 11 o'clock in the East Coast. So I hope you guys have beautiful dreams tonight. May the God Force be with you all. And I will see you guys Saturday. For those that are taking my courses, I will see you guys Saturday during the day. And for those that are not, I'm going to see you at my Saturday night live Y hat or not Y hat, but we'll see what I have prepared. We'll see what I'll present on Saturday. On Saturdays, it's mainly spiritual, cosmic stuff, but we'll see what I am prompted to share with you guys this coming Saturday. All right. May the God Force be with you all. And again, for those that signed up for my $20 Zoom presentation, I'm waiting for just a few more emails so that I could send you all the recording. So just be patient, bear with me, and you guys will get your recording. And with that have said, may the God Force be with you all, and I will see you guys Saturday night for another update.